Man, we got some bad news today. This one, I got some bad news. Shakur Stevenson only has approximately 5 years or less left in his career. So says the Schofields. They go into detail and explain why they believe this is the case and will be the unfortunate outcome for Shakur Stevenson. What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. Now, I just seen a interview with Fight Hub TV and the Schofields, and they were talking, and I'm not the smartest brother in the world, but I'm hoping it looked like the YouTube uploader cut a portion out that they maybe thought was interesting or could get views, because the video just starts playing. So I would imagine that's not how the interview started. But I haven't seen the rest of the interview, so I don't know. But it's kind of weird. Like, why would they just start talking about Shakur Stevenson off rip in a brand new interview? So more than likely, to me, I think it was a cut from a longer portion of the interview, and maybe that was the most engagement farming clip that they said, so that was uploaded first. Anywho, they start talking about Shakur Stevenson, and they go in to explain why Shakur's career is almost over and done. And when I seen the title, I clicked on it because I seen it on the home feed, and I was like, huh? I mean, why would they say that? Like, what do they know? So I clicked on it to see what they were talking about. And basically, he was asked to elaborate by the host, and Floyd Sr. was like, we make our money with these. Now, just a side note, because I always keep it real on my channel. These boxing daddies be doing the most a lot of times, because when Floyd Schofield Sr. talks, a lot of times he interjects himself as if he had a fight career, as if he himself is the fighter. And I've seen other, the boxing dads, Angel Garcia or whoever, and they talk like they are the fighter. It's so weird. It's so weird. What I mean is they're talking like they got to get in the ring and take the punches and dish out the butt whooping. Bill Haney, another boxing daddy that does this all the time. Like, man, we knocking Ryan out. What do you mean we? What do you mean, what do we do? What we do? What do you mean, what we do? What is that from? I want to see who knows they pop culture. But yeah, Bill Haney would be like, man, we knocking Ryan out. Ryan, you better don't run. Like, and it sounds like Bill Haney's the fighter. In this interview and others, Schofield Sr. did the same thing. He was like, we make our money with our hands. But Shakur, he don't have much time left, because Shakur, and I'm like, huh? We make money with our hands, which I understand what he's saying, but he's saying it and speaking from almost the POV of the fighter. And I seen him do this other interviews in the past where he was like, we pulled out because my son, we spent a lot of money. We spent a lot of money, and his hand, it wasn't okay. So we're good. You know what I mean? And he was talking about the Floyd Schofield hand injury that forced him to pull out from this week Virgil Ortiz Lubin card. And he was saying something he was like, but my fans would never do that. My fans, they don't act like that. Only the haters do this. But my fans, and I'm like, my fans, we make money with our hands. And I'm like, who's fighting here? Is Devin Haney the fighter? Is Floyd Schofield Jr. the fighter? Like, I'm so confused in boxing right now. So that's a little ego rant. I had to go on that rant because I noticed the boxing daddies, it's like they're vicariously living through their son, and they're like pushing for what they want or a career they didn't have or whatever. So they almost talk as if they are the ones that got to rumble. Anywho, they go on to talk about Shakur's hands. And I understand what he's saying. He's basically saying Shakur Stevenson and boxers, their money makers are their hands. So if you can't keep your hands healthy, then you cooked. It's just that simple, right? How can you have a long career if you can't stay healthy? I mean, that's any sport, for real, for real. You look at Derrick Rose or different athletes, right? If they're always injured and always hurt, and then you get like a meniscus tear, ACL, or some certain Achilles injuries or whatever, it's like you're not going to be the same person, the same athlete after that. You know what I mean? So we've seen many an athlete where injuries played their career and they almost didn't live up to the promise that people thought that they had. So I understand what he's saying. He's basically saying Shakur got like 5 years left at best because he's not spraining his hand. He's not like tweaking it where it's just swollen or sore. He has actual breaks, actual fractures. And what he's saying makes sense. Like, here's the thing. We live in a weird social media time where you guys can listen to whatever you want, but there's a lot of garbage out, a lot of low quality content, right? And I think in this case, what is being said makes sense, right? And like me, I'm not God, so I can't tell you what the future holds for the next man. I only can control the things that I can control, which is what I do when I wake up, how hard I work, blah, blah, blah. But we live in a society where sometimes people will be right, you know, but people won't want to listen to it based on who it is. And I think that what is being said, there is a conversation to be had about that, and I can understand it. However, I do understand, and I will say I believe that the messengers are all wrong. Let me explain. I always explain on my channel. The reason I'm saying that is because you got the Schofields who, since they're a collective and they speak we and our and what we doing and my fans and all that, so I'm going to pair them together. But the Schofields had 2 fights in less than a year where they pulled out for various reasons. In Saudi, they said they got poisoned and he was ill and near death. And then they pulled out again, as I said at the beginning of the video, with their own hand injuries. And it looked like he had some bed bug bites or something going on, right? It didn't look like his hand was like elephant man and elephantitis. It didn't look crazy. Like, just from the looks of it, didn't look as crazy as they were making it out to be, you know, and that doesn't always tell the tale. But the point I'm making is the messenger is pretty wrong for this, because even if there's truth to what you're saying about Shakur having consistent breaks and hand issues, which is true, because he said he hurt his hands in the Padley fight, I believe in the Edwin De Los Santos fight, definitely in the Williams Zepeda fight. There's an interview from Shakur where he also said that he can't fight more than 2 times a year at best because it's too hard on his hands, basically. So there's never going to be, for a foreseeable future, a time where he's fighting more 3 or 4 times a year, right? Where you have modern guys that have sometimes fought even later in their career and they got a good amount of fights in like that per year. Shakur already said in the interview that's not going to be him. So there is some truth to what's being said, because as you get older, natural productions in your body start to change. You start to evolve. Metabolism slows down. So usually when you're a spring chicken, with at least sports, because you could be like an entrepreneur and open up a Popeye's chicken or McDonald's franchise or whatever. You could be 50 years old, 60, 70. The Colonel was like 60 or 70 when he opened KFC, right? So you could do like entrepreneurial things and business endeavors and podcasts. You could do that much later. But an actual athlete, you got a kind of a window, if you will. So usually if someone's plagued with injuries in their 20s and they haven't even hit 30, it usually does not get better. Like anything, like what could you do if you have hand issues and your hands are like soft or Mr. Glass status? Like what do you do as you get older? Like sometimes your bones soften, and that's why if old people fall, elderly people were to fall, they have that life alert stuff because they can have brain bleeds and their cranium's not as strong when they get older, right? So there is a path to what they're saying that's true. I just don't know that the Schofields are the right ones at this time to say it, given the fact that they pulled out with their own hand injury on top of another pullout when they were supposed to fight Shakur. So I can understand there's going to be a lot of people that hear it and then don't want to hear it. Like, you're not the right person. Me, I could talk about whatever because I cover it consistently and fair. So that's what it is. Let me know what you think. Subscribe. Live streaming can be tough, which is why I use StreamYard. Click the link in the description for StreamYard, which is an awesome tool that enables you to set up your stream with ease of use. Get great results with live streaming. It's what I use. Stream to social media with ease with StreamYard. Live streaming is here to stay. Engage with your audience using StreamYard. Great way to reach out to your audience and connect. So you need a tool that can do that. If you're new to YouTube and you're struggling to get views, one tool I can provide to you is TubeBuddy. I've been on YouTube over 10 years. I use TubeBuddy daily to crank out videos just like this one that you're watching. Learn how the pros do it with TubeBuddy. YouTube receives a lot of traffic, which also means a lot of creators, a lot of people putting out content. So you need to learn the ropes so you know how to separate yourself, especially if you're new, but even if you're a pro, use TubeBuddy. The link is in the description. Get more views, more subscribers, and a higher click-through rate, so ultimately you can realize all of your online goals. Use my affiliate link in the description and grow your channel fast.